my YouTube? It's yours truly back with another late great tribute video, and this time we're going to be showcasing the immortal Patrick Daniel Tillman. So let's get right into it. Patrick Daniel Tillman was born on November 6, 1976 in San Jose, California. His parents were Mary Tillman and Patrick Kevin Tillman. He was the oldest of three sons. His younger brothers were Kevin and Richard Tillman. So as you can see, Pat and Kev were named after their father. So to avoid confusion, I will refer to the brothers as Pat and Kev and the father as Patrick. Pat played football and baseball at Leland High School in California. In baseball, he played catcher, but he did not make varsity his freshman year. In result, he chose to concentrate on football instead. As a senior, Pat Tillman led Leland to the Central Coast Section Division I championship game. In this game, Pat had 5 carries for 79 yards and 2 TDs. They won in a classic game. The score was 35-0. Pat had led his team to the CCS championship for the first time in 21 years. For the season, he averaged 10.9 yards per carry and 25.7 yards per catch. He was awarded the Central Coast Section Co-Player of the Year. During this time in high school, Pat began dating Marie Ugenti. They originally met at the age of 4 years old on a soccer field. They were on opposing teams. Unfortunately, I could not find out who won the game, but my money's on Marie's team. I just got a feeling the girl won. I have no idea. But in 1994, they both graduated high school. Pat received the 25th and final football scholarship to Arizona State University. On the other hand, Marie enrolled at the University of California, Santa Barbara. Although they were physically apart, they stayed together. At Arizona State, Pat was excellent on the football field and in the classroom. There, he played linebacker. Pat primarily played special teams during his freshman and sophomore years. In 1996, he became the starting linebacker. He helped his team defeat Nebraska. Nebraska was the 2-time defending champion and featured premier running back Amon Green, famously playing for the Green Bay Packers in the NFL. The Arizona State Sun Devils won by a score of 19-0 against the 2-time defending champions. Pat would have made varsity. He played pitcher because he is pitching a lot of shutouts during this time. 19-0 against Nebraska and 35-0 for the championship. Anyways, the Sun Devils defense forced 8 punts that game, 6 fumbles, recorded 3 safeties, and limited the Nebraska Cornhuskers to only 216 total yards. 1 week later, the Sun Devils faced Oregon. In this game, Pat accumulated a total of 12 tackles, 2 of which were for losses, recovered a fumble, recovered an onside kick, got a 15-yard sack, and got his first interception. Pat was selected as the Pac-10's Defensive Player of the Week. The Sun Devils advanced to 4-0 and would go undefeated in the regular season at an impressive 11-0. They also won Pac-10 Conference Championships, and they earned the right to compete in the Rose Bowl for the national championship. Their opponent was the Ohio State University. The game was an absolute classic. I mean it this time. It came down to the final drive. With a minute and 40 seconds left, the Sun Devils had a 17-14 lead. Unfortunately, they would give up a touchdown with only 19 seconds remaining and lose 20-17. Pat was awarded Arizona State's Most Valuable Player, Pac-10 Defensive Player of the Year, and made second-team All-American. His academic honors were equally impressive. He won the Clyde B. Smith Award in 1996 and 1997. In addition, he won the Sporting News Honda Scholar Athlete of the Year Award in 1997 and the 1998 Sun Angel Student Athlete of the Year Award. In just 3.5 years, he graduated summa cum laude with a 3.84 GPA and a degree in marketing. Pat was an avid reader and enjoyed debating subjects such as politics and religion. In the 1998 draft, Pat was taken in the seventh round by the Arizona Cardinals at the 226th overall pick. This instrumental is about to go off, so I'm going to come back with another. Pat quickly made an impact on his new team. On the second day of training camp, he leveled fullback Cedric Smith. Cedric sustained a season-ending injury. If you would have been watching the clips, you see what 99 hit power can do to people. It's not a pretty sight. Although Pat played linebacker in college, he was moved to safety. As a rookie, he started the first 10 games, but was demoted due to his inconsistent coverage. In 1999, Pat recorded his first 2 NFL interceptions and led the special team in tackles with 20. In the year 2000, starting strong safety Tommy Bennett would get injured. Pat would earn the starting job and get 145 total tackles and 109 solo tackles. In 2000, tackles were now officially tracked, so this number could be as low as 144 or as high as 155. I saw various numbers. But in addition to those tackles, what was tracked was the tackles for losses, which was 4. He also got 2 fumbles that he recovered, forced 2 fumbles, defended or deflected 9 passes, and caught 1 interception. In 2001, Pat was offered a 5-year, $9 million contract from the St. Louis Rams. He declined the offer and remained with the Arizona Cardinals. On September 11, 2001, an attack was committed on the United States that made Pat re-examine his priorities. In an interview, he said, "My great-grandfather was at Pearl Harbor. A lot of my family has done far more. I really haven't done a damn thing as laying my butt on the line like that. So I have a great deal of respect for those that have and what our flag stands for." Pat would finish his last season with the Arizona Cardinals with 92 total tackles, 70 solo tackles, 1 for which was for a loss, in addition to 2 passes defended/deflected and 1 forced fumble. He missed 4 games due to an ankle sprain. After the season, Pat would decline the 3-year, $3.6 million contract offer from the Arizona Cardinals. Pat thought of his family before joining the Army. He was engaged with his high school sweetheart still, Marie. She said he did a lot of research first. He weighed all the pros and cons. What was it going to be like for him? What was it going to be like for me? He considered from every possible angle. That's what she said. On April 8th, 2002, Pat made up his mind that he would join the Army. On May 4th, 2002, Pat and Marie would get married. Once Pat returned from their honeymoon, he and his younger brother Kev would enlist in the Army together. At that same time, Pat's younger brother Kev was a minor league second baseman for the Cleveland Indians organization. They both gave up professional sports futures to serve the country. In 2003, the Tillman brothers won ESPN's Arthur Ashe Courage Award at the ESPYs. Pat and Kev were not able to attend, so the youngest brother, Richard, accepted the award on their behalf. Pat and Kev successfully completed training together for the Rangers. The Rangers is the Army's elite infantry regiment. They were both assigned to the same battalion of 75th Ranger Regiment in Fort Lewis, Washington. They served in several tours such as Operation Iraqi Freedom in Iraq and Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan. On April 22nd, 2004, Tillman was killed in action. The initial report was that he got shot during an ambush, but this became known as the official story at first. His wife was at work when she saw 3 military officials fully dressed in uniforms. She understood exactly what it meant. Later that night, his wife, Marie, read his just-in-case letter. The letter began with, "It's difficult to summarize my love for you, my hopes for your future, and I pretend to be dead at the same time." The letter concluded with, "Through the years, I asked a great deal of you, therefore it should surprise you little that I have another favor to ask. I ask that you live." On May 3rd, 2004, Senator John McCain delivered the eulogy for Pat's nationally televised memorial service. A month after Pat's death, more reports about his death surfaced. These reports say that he was killed in fratricide, also known as friendly fire. Multiple reports with vast details read that after a patrol vehicle broke down, the platoon separated into two groups. One group stayed with the vehicle, while Pat's group ventured to the nearby village. The group that stayed with the vehicle was ambushed by Taliban insurgents. Pat's group turned back when they heard the gunshots. The group at the vehicle mistook Pat's group as enemy soldiers and proceeded to open fire. Pat was shot 3 times in the head. After immense pressure from the Tillman family and media outlets, the truth was finally revealed. Pat Tillman did in fact die of friendly fire. The Bush administration had probably several reasons to try to cover this up. Same with Army commanders who attempted to conceal the truth by burning evidence such as Pat's journals and clothing. This was done to gain sympathy for the war efforts. The American public would be disgusted and even more heartbroken if they knew that Pat was killed by a fellow comrade. Pat may be lost, but he will not be forgotten. Pat was posthumously awarded the Purple Heart, a Silver Star, and the United States Sports Academy Humanitarian Award. The Arizona Cardinals have funded a scholarship in his honor. The Cardinals also retired his number 40. The Pac-10 Conference named their Defensive Player of the Year award after him. Arizona State University retired his number 42. Leland High School named their football stadium after him. Patrick Daniel Tillman is a late great. Okay, time for some Easter eggs. Hope you guys enjoyed so far. Hope you guys learned some things about him. This is kind of a known story, but hope this even taught you more about the great life of Patrick Tillman. Referred to his friend as Socrates because he is so smart and intellectual. But about the video. If you watch my Grandmaster highlight, an old highlight reel video I did, it featured Mutt Master Pat Tillman as well as Series Master Von Miller and Level Master Torrey Holt. You guys seen that Pat had 8 picks and 17 forced fumbles in that video. In his professional career, he finished with 3 interceptions. So I showed 3 pass breakups, right, and 29 picks. So that's a total of 32 passing highlights this video. To go with his 8 picks in the Grandmaster video, that's a total of 40, right, for his professional number. This video, I showed 25 forced fumbles. In the Grandmaster videos, he had 17 forced fumbles. That's a total of 42 for his collegiate number. Also, during his professional career, he recovered 3 fumbles. This video, I will show 3 fumble recoveries. They're all going to be returned for touchdowns. He didn't return any fumble for a TD in his professional career. Pat also had 2.5 sacks. I showed 2 sacks, and there's one play, I think it's the last play, like right there. He kind of get a fumble. And then, I don't know, that's a sack or he crossed the line. I'll let you be the judge, but let's count that as a half one. So, hope you guys enjoyed, man. Put a whole lot of effort in it. It was supposed to come out on Friday. It didn't come out on Friday. We got it later. But, I hope it was worth the wait. We might have another one come out Friday. We might not. I don't know. No later than Sunday, right? Next up is Willie Brown. So let me know you guys got any recommendations. Hope you enjoyed this. I tried to go 03, 04 instrumentals. Like some songs you might have heard. I don't think you listen to this type of music, but there's a chance, right? So, once again, thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you guys on the next one.